Hi, how's it going? My name is Keeva. I am an Irish trans woman. I work in the NGO sector. I actually work for a trans organisation, the Trans Equality Network of Ireland, and that's my work. I work in community development. I needed this surgery. I came out about 4.5 years ago, myself personally. And this is something that pretty much from that moment in time, I knew that it was something that I needed to do, that it was going to make a significant impact in my quality of life. And so I tried to engage with the Irish system and make that happen. Unfortunately, the Irish system doesn't follow international best practice, and they have a very heavily psychiatric model, which is incredibly invasive, and they have no actual surgeons in Ireland that will perform these surgeries and will follow international best practice in terms of WPATH guidelines. So that meant that in order for me to actually get the surgery in the best possible fashion, respected me, I had to go the private route. So I suppose as part of the journey, I researched different surgeons. Richard came through a recommendation. Myself and my fiance, we both had a conversation with Richard over the phone and did a consultation. And I suppose I had a lot of questions and I had a lot of queries around the surgery, about different techniques and the different reasons why Richard chooses certain techniques as well. And I felt that he answered every question really well and instilled a confidence in me. I was also, I suppose, really what I appreciated about Richard is that he trained as a surgeon doing these surgeries both in Europe and also in Thailand. And so he has a kind of perspective from different parts of the world in terms of what are the best practices in terms of these surgeries. I suppose as well as that, I felt that I had a personal connection with him through talking to him. I also noted that he was very responsive. Anytime I had a question or a query, he was straight back with any answers, with anything. That communication was excellent. And so we decided that Richard was the surgeon for us. So glad that we made that decision. So once the decision was made, before long, we were in Spain. I suppose there's kind of 3 stages to the surgery itself. There's the before the actual surgery itself, and then there's the afterwards. And currently we're living in COVID times at the time of recording. So that was very much an issue or a factor in things. That process was largely straightforward. We went to the hospital, any extra tests that needed to be done, we got sorted. We did it all in one day. I was on a special diet beforehand, and I also did a COVID test, which I passed with flying colours, thankfully. And so everything was quite straightforward and well organised and managed in that sense. And then it came to the surgery itself, and thankfully it all went fantastically well. And it is a very intense experience. It's possibly, for a trans woman, or for me personally, it's possibly been the most intense experience of my life, but it's most definitely been one of the most rewarding as well. In terms of what it's done for me, I no longer have dysphoria in terms of my body, and what that has done for me in terms of the mental weight that I no longer have to carry is very much indescribable. I'm in the early days yet, and about 5 weeks from the actual surgery, and I think it'll only be time that will show just what an impact that is going to have on my quality of life. But I already can feel it, what a massive impact that it's made. I suppose that my experience with Richard as my surgeon has just been, it's been fantastic, and I'm not the sort of person to exaggerate these things. He has been ever present at every step of the way, along with Sylvia also, who also works here, and the team has just been amazing. And what really was fantastic for me was not just the surgery itself, which went well, but any issues were all dealt with and managed with. There was very thorough aftercare as well, which was just so much more than I expected to be the case. And I would go to the clinic afterwards regularly, and he would check up on me and do and make sure that everything was okay. And I really feel that what Richard has done and how it's above and beyond anything that I imagined would be, and to the point that I think that in terms of my relationship with the team here, I would definitely consider these people my friends now, which is just it's more than I ever would have expected, and I'm so happy with everything that has happened since the surgery, because it's the aftercare that is so important. I suppose this whole process is something that is intensely personal, and is something that is incredibly important for me. I knew that very quickly that this was something that was really important for me. What I would say maybe for other people that are considering this, I don't want to sugarcoat it. It is very intense. There may be a hesitancy, there may be a nervousness about doing this surgery, and I think that is completely understandable. I guess the important thing is to look deep within yourself and to know that if this is what is going to make a material impact in your life, well then, take that opportunity and go for it. Because I think, I know just for me and my experience, it really has transformed the way that I've been able to just live my day-to-day life. And there's so much less that I have to carry around in terms of the mental load in terms of dysphoria and what that does for me. And simple things like just knowing that you can wear whatever clothes that you want to wear, and just never having to be to worry about those aspects of your physicality that before were such a big issue, that you're just that part of your transition or that part of your experience will be over. But I guess it is an individual thing. It's something that you're going to know deep down yourself. But if you do make that decision, the experience that I've had here, I wouldn't go anywhere else. I'm just really so incredibly happy with of how things have gone over the past number of weeks. So I'm really happy with the choice that I made. I hope that will be the same for you.